Welcome everyone to another RuckU News preview of the weekend's games, and some great games actually. Some great games, and we start off with the Celtic Clash. Aye, the Celtic Fest. Not since our wee Davy Soul days have we had wheel and passion like this in school. And they're looking good. I hate that. I think our wee brethren north of the border, they got, for the first time for a long time, midfield, DeLuca and the Asbo, Freudian slip there, bit of pace, bit of creativity, aye, I'm not on you, bit of passion, they're looking good, and genuinely, back row's always been good, big fan of the Scottish back row, forwards, looking good. I thought scoring 3 tries in Paris, bloody good effort. They look more cohesive, they look a unit, they've got more of a game plan, so sadly, quite impressive. Wales, well, pressure's on. I'm trying to be slightly serious here because Warren Gatland is going to play hook at number 10. Who I think is one of the most instinctive, natural, gifted players the Wales have. And I think if Wales had started being successful again, they've got to play their natural game, instinctive, creative. They take risks, sure. And that's what Hook does. You pick him and then tell him to be conservative. Run that one by me again. Pick a guy, build him up, tell him how good he is, tell him to play what he sees, because that's what he does best, and let the guys outside him play off him. He also said to Jamie Roberts that he wants him to get the ball in his hands more. And the reference was that Jenkins had said, I tell you, if I come off the pitch and not give the ball to Scott Gibbs for 80 minutes, he said, I would have had an earful. Luckily, Jenkins didn't actually say what he would have had his ear filled with. Because you know what the Welsh dressing room's like. He would have got an earful. Shocking how close those boys are. But a little bit harsh, Jamie Roberts. Yeah, of course he wants the ball in his hand. But Warren seems to have gone from having a go at the opposition to having a go at his own players, which is different. But good to see Byrne back. Good to see Hook there. Need a huge performance from the Welsh pack and the Welsh back row if they're to be in contention in this game. And Phillips' passing. I think a huge amount will come down to the contact area, as it does in all the games, and how the Welsh boys in the back row contend with the Scots, how the line-out goes. But Phillips, you're going to play Hook at 10, you've got Lee Byrne back, you've got Shane Williams, you've got Jamie Roberts. These boys want the ball. It's all about the speed and accuracy of his passing. If he gets that to where it should be, it is going to be a hell of a game. But if I was pushed, that's worrying, isn't it? I'll go for a Scotland victory. Ireland, France. Well, Declan has said the one thing he wants from the Irish boys is to relax. Relax. And play the natural game. And I think, looking at it, Darcy was certainly, in my view, a little off key. He seemed to have forgotten a few of the routines that him and Bud have. So he needs to be back on form. I mean, they have a hell of an injury list. When you look at it, Bow, Horgan, Hayes, Murphy, Horan, I mean, some great players injured. But I think there is too much focus, emphasis, reliance on Bud O'Driscoll. And I think Sexton and Darcy, they really needed to step up if Ireland, although at home, the big question is whether the old Munster lags in the pack, have they got it left in them? Have they got a bit of fire, they got a bit of an edge? Not sure. Jury is out big time on that. We will certainly know after this weekend. The French, Poitrenaud in at 15, so Try comes up to centre. I think that makes him stronger. I really do. The fiddler Livremont, he hasn't been a fiddling. And he does not know which position he prefers trying. That doesn't sound right at all, does it? He has has had 3 different positions in the last 3 games. And Livermore is not sure which one he prefers. Yes. So Damien, which one are you going to come in next? Anyway, sorry, waffle. I think the French are too good. I think, as I said last time, when they play ball in hand, the way they run, they delay the pass, they change their lines. They've got pace, they've got skill, they've got power. You know, if they're in the mood, and that's always the question with the French, which I think they will be in Dublin, I've got to go for a French win. England, Italy. The Italians, pack of forwards, Parisi, best number 8 in the world. And they've got Pablo Cannavosio at number 9. And I haven't got a clue what he's like, or who he is, or what he looks like. But he's playing at number 9. Behind a bloody good pack of forwards. For England, same team, and no surprise there. Interesting to see that Ashton got a bollocking from Jono for his dive. Not a surprise, really. Can't imagine Jono doing a swallow dive with his mouth open and his tongue out, can you? It wouldn't be a pretty sight if it was just his tongue out. But he's a northern lad, isn't he? He's a northern lad delighted to play in Union. But you can imagine, I think, he is now playing rugby union for England. And if I was in charge, I'd sit him down. I'd say, Chris, you must understand now that you're playing for England. And all these countries look up to us. We invented the game. They looked up to us as the moral high ground of this game. Chris, so we really shouldn't do that. We need to play rugby in the English way. Emotionless. Absolutely sterile. Not a flicker of emotion. Usually lose them because it actually does them a lot of good. It gives them a bit of a morale boost to these poor chaps. You know, they like to beat us. It's sort of most of them, suffering from poverty. So let them win most of the time. It doesn't matter to us. Also, change your name to Christopher. And add some middle names. Otherwise, you're going to learn the turn the whole time. That's why I was a great captain. I think he's special. Yeah, I'm a bit old-fashioned. Score the bloody try. Get the ball down. Score it. It reminds me, though, of a little bit of Dowie Morris, who was our Northern Monkey. He was quite excitable as well. And there was this great moment, actually, when he was playing the French, when the Monkey used to get very wound up before games. First 5 minutes of this game. And it was all going off, as it used to in the England-France games. And Laurent Caban had dived into this ruck. I obviously wasn't anywhere near the ruck. I was watching from a safe distance. And Dowie was jumping up and down like the excitable monkey that he is, going, Monsieur, Caban, il est dive. Did he say dive sur le ballon? Oui, monsieur. Stephen Hilditch, the Irish referee, said, Dowie, I might well be Irish, but I can't fucking understand English. Even some of the forwards like Winters and Wade cracked a smile as the monkey stood there with his mouth open. But, on a serious note for England, the one thing you don't want to do is get caught in a brawl with the Italian pack. We need to play fast, fluid, open, high risk, the way they played against Australia. My concerns are, if we need to do that, we've got to recycle quickly. Huge emphasis on the number 7. We need a linking number 7. We have a guy who is not a natural number 7. And you need a midfield that can bring out the best in a very, very useful back 3. We have great runners, great attacking force in Foden and Ashton. We need a midfield that can bring them out. I'm not convinced about that. English coaches obviously are, so we'll see. Wales was a huge win for them. And now they've got to kick on and put themselves under pressure to beat the Italians with an intensity and a pace of game that the Italians can't live with. Let's see. I'm sure England will win. It just depends how and their performance, really. So going for an England win, a France win, and a Scotland win. Let's see.